Hello there. In the last session, we discussed how we can create the machine learning model in an automated way. In this scenario, we're going to see how you can create a designer pipeline and why we need a designer pipeline. Let's discuss about that first. In case automated machine learning didn't fulfill your requirement, that is, it is not able to predict what you want to like to have. So in that case, we'll have this designer pipeline. So let us discuss that. So in this page, you're gonna see on the left hand side the designer preview. Let us click over there. So in this, we now gonna create a pipeline for ourselves so that we can train our model, and it's a custom pipeline. It is not an automated way. You are creating each and everything on yourself. So let us click on add. We're gonna create a pipeline on the based on the uh, data set which we had seen in the last session, that is a bike rental. Every day people are taking the bikes for rent based on the temperature. So in this we're gonna predict what gonna be the bike rentals for the next month or the next year based on the data which we collected from the Microsoft official documentation, that is the bike rentals data. So in here the pipeline page will look like this. First, change this pipeline name, that is bike lender prediction. Now we're gonna select the data set, like from which data set you gonna do that. So here we're gonna use bike rentals. So we just add it there. Then after this, we're gonna select the columns, like on which columns you gonna perform the actions. So for that, we're gonna go to the data transformation. In the data transformation, we're gonna select the columns because will be performing the transformation on certain columns. So that's why we select this. Then we're gonna clean the data because we don't want all there are a lot of unnecessary data in this data set. So we'll clean that data by using normalized data. Once we added the normalized data, then we're gonna then we're gonna add the cleaning data. So by the cleaning data, we'll clean that. Normalize will be the last one. So let me just find the cleaning one data, cleaning for which will help us to clean. See, this is the one. So this is how it will look like. So I'm just arranging in a position, in a good position, so that we don't have any confusions. So these are the things which we're gonna do now. So you can right click on this, and once you right click you will have this options. We'll go to the visualize and click on dataset output. At this place, all the data set which we just feed it to our designer will be displaying here, like day, month, which if you recall we were seeing the same thing when we just loaded that data into our data set. So all the data set will be coming like this with visualization. So in the rentals, it will have all these details automatically generated for us. Mean, median, minimum, maximum. So minimum rental we have two, maximum rental we have this 3410. Likewise, we have a graph that on this day this many rental happen, on this day this many rental happen. So this is a graph which we would like to further uh, transform. So now let us look at the select column transfer. So in this, uh, so before that, before going to that place, let us just check one more thing. We're gonna visualize the data set which we have again. Okay, so here if you see the wind speed, or let's say a rental, so we have each and everything lined up in, and it's a numeric feature. This is what I want to bring that again. As it's a numeric feature, then because we are checking the numeric value, so we're gonna always have the regression model in this, because it's a numeric value. If it's a yes or no probability thing, then we're gonna use classification, else clustering, for that is an unsupervised. So in this scenario, we're gonna use the regression. So the demo is for the regression model. So now we have select column transform. In this select column transform, this will automatically select the column and then it will transform. So we are not going to perform that. So I just wanted to show you. So for this case, we're going to use select column dataset. We just wanted to select the data columns presented in the dataset. So we can remove this. So let me add this, and then click on that. Then you will see an option of edit columns. We'll click on that. Here, there's an option, you can see add the all columns, but if you see, there are no columns added up here. We cannot add it. So I'll tell you the reason there why there are no columns. Because as there are some columns presented in this data set and not in the columns, like there are a lot of columns presented in the data set which you saw, rentals, wind speed, but there there is no data, there is no column presented in this data set. The reason for that is because there is no linkage between these two. So now we have the linkage. You just need to click on from one point and click on the other point. So we'll just create a linkage for our other, so that we will have a full-fledged pipeline. So in this again, we'll click on right, like we will click on this, and here we'll click on edit column. Here now you can see we have this option enabled. Then we click on this by name. So these are the columns which you would like to have a data set in your, and from this columns you will be performing, you'll be predicting. So for now, let us add all. Once everything is added, let us click on save. So by this we'll select all the columns, and on that the transformation or the normalization will happen. So these are some other parameters which you can check, but for now we are good. So let us click on the next one, clean missing data. Let us click on edit columns. So in here we're gonna see there are the columns name like we saw in the other one, in the selected column in dataset. Okay, so now let us do a right click on it, and or like first check the edit column again. So in this we can have all these features included in your columns. So let us include all the names, and because it's up to you on which on which data you would like to perform this. So it's up to you that all you can perform the uh, clean missing data option parameter for all the values which is presented over there, or it can be for the one. So for now I've selected all the columns. Now let us click on normalize data. So in this normalized data, you can use any transformation method. So for now, I'm using min-max method. Here in this, there's an option on which columns you would like to normalize. Column to normalize. When we click on the normalize, you can select on which column you would like to perform the normalize actions. So now let us click on edit column, and we're going to select that we want to normalize all the columns which is presented over there. But it's up to you, like on how many columns you will perform the normalization on. So this is the basic of which your how your pipeline will look like. Let us click on submit. So the submit will take some time to see. There's an error that it says you need to select a compute to proceed. So we will have, because all the things will be running on the compute as discussed earlier. So we're going to select the compute target. This is our compute, and we'll click on save, because every pipeline and all automated run, we need a compute to run on it. So we clicked on submit again, and it is asking that you're going to use the new experiment or you're gonna create a new one. So let us create a new for now, because you remember we created the experiments in the for the automated one, so we can select that also. So we'll select this test demo zero doubles, uh, which we created some time back. Let us click on submit. So this will take a minute or two to run the complete pipeline. And once the pipeline is run, we have the prediction results like we seen in the automated ML. So I'm just pausing the video until it completes. As you can see, the pipeline is now in running state. You can see the running option here, and it is currently this task is performing up. Then once it is performed, completed successfully, it's gonna see second one and then the third one. So it will take some time because it is performing the analyzing the algorithms which is presented over these tasks. So as you can see that one task is completed after some time. So as you can see, the pipeline is just now completed. It took like 5 minutes to complete the pipeline.